Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of Mike's Model Trains. Today we'll be reviewing the K&L Trainz Strasburg / Norfolk and Western 475. Alright, so now it's time for a little history on the real Norfolk and Western Strasburg 475. Number 475 is a 480 Mastodon type steam locomotive owned and operated by the Strasburg Railroad. Built by the Baldwin Locomotive Works in June 1906, it was part of the Norfolk and Western's first order of M classes numbered 375 to 499. Today, it is the oldest and only operating 480 in North America and the oldest locomotive on the Strasburg Railroad. It has had some modifications through the years. Its current tender is a 10,000-gallon USRA tank modified by the Norfolk and Western for hand firing, which was originally fitted with an automatic stoker designed for a K2 Class 482 passenger locomotive. The left side water leg was trimmed back to give the fireman room to swing his shovel. The injectors were relocated from the outboard of the number 4 drivers to the aft of them, so they can be operated from the controls near the step up to the cab to the rear of the seats. The independent and automatic brake levers have been moved to the back to be more convenient for backing up operation. Half of its mileage is made backing up. In October 2004, it was backdated to its original N&W appearance. Its headlight was relocated to above the center of the smoke box. The tender was re-lettered N&W and the cabs Norfolk and Western, and the cab letters modified. In July 2008, 475's tender was re-lettered to the Strasburg in the N&W font. On February 12, 2010, it was brought out of the sheds to plow nearly the 10 feet of snow left over from 2 blizzards. That night, 475 was back in her N&W appearance, and then it was renumbered to 382 and changed its smokestack and cowcatcher for a Lero Productions photo charter, which took place on opening day, February 13, 2010. The next day, it was brought back as 475, though the N&W appearance remains. In 2012, the 475's continuous blowdowns mounted in front of the cab. In 2013, she was relettered back to the Strasburg in N&W font. In 2014, the locomotive's N&W hooter whistle was replaced by a 3-chime whistle off of Long Island Railroad number 39, which is also at Strasburg, pending restoration. In 2015, the locomotive's N&W hooter was returned back to the engine. On July 13, 2017, the 475's tender was relettered back to the Norfolk and Western for a photo freight shoot. On November 6, 2017, Lear Productions once again chartered 475 and renumbered her to 382 and added the pilot cover and spark arrestor for a day of photo run-bys. In 2018, 475 finished her flu time and was down for the early part of the 2019 season while undergoing her Federal Railroad Administration 1,472-day inspection and rebuild process. It would later return to service in the fall of 2019, reuniting with the only other N&W operational locomotive, Norfolk and Western 611. Both locomotives participated at the N&W Reunion of Steam event. The headlight was moved to the center of the smoke box as it was placed during her final years of N&W revenue service, and the tender would be relettered back to N&W. In October 2021, NW's the 475 hooter whistle would be replaced by a newly acquired Southern Pacific 6-chime, which will be her whistle for the foreseeable future. She was also in the 2000 film Thomas and the Magic Railroad, starring Alec Baldwin. At an interview with Lynn Modinger, Phil Farley, who was working on Thomas and the Magic Railroad, had called Modinger looking for an American locomotive to use. When Modinger inquired as to what he was looking for, Farley told him that the film's director, Britt Alcroft, who also created Thomas the Tank Engine Show, really liked the pictures of the locomotives in the book by O. Winston Link, the famous photographer. In particular, she liked the M-Class locomotives, of which 475 was a member. During filming, 3 of her coaches and 475 were lettered for the fictional Indian Valley Railroad. They eventually ventured off Strasburg rails to the Harrisburg Transportation Center. The ferry move to Harrisburg from Lehman Place by Amtrak, as well as filming, was unannounced, not to attract a crowd. And now, let's get to the K&L edition. Alright, so this is available on K&L Trainz for $12. It does work in Trainz 22 and Trainz 19 and Trainz New Era. I can confirm that because I own it. Alright, so let's talk about some of the features of this engine. This engine does have a 3-part echo whistle, an animated bell, animated coal load, automatic running numbers, figures of Bill Klein and Steve Lera on the cab, blueprint designs, caboose vestibule views, doghouse interior views, multiple outside views, passenger car interiors, reverse headlight, boiler blowdown, engineer names, show hide the smokestack and the pilot, the tender outside views, and the vestibule interior views. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say this is not just a single locomotive we're talking about here. This is a pack. This pack includes 5 engines, 4 tenders, 18 passenger cars, and 5 freight cars. The locomotive variations include Norfolk and Western version 1, 1940s to 1950s center headlight appearance, Norfolk and Western version 2, 1940s to 1950s high headlight appearance, Strasburg Railroad version 1 from 1993 to 2004 appearance, Strasburg Railroad version 2, 2005 to present appearance. And of course, we have Strasburg 382, the Lera Productions Virginia Creeper Charter appearance. Modern day passenger cars from the Strasburg Railroad include the following: the Donald E. L. Halleck Boston and Maine Combine, the Strasburg Railroad Grasshopper Level Boston and Maine Coach, Strasburg Railroad Gobbler's Knob Boston and Maine Coach, Strasburg Railroad Cherry Crest Boston and Maine Coach, Strasburg Railroad Mill Creek and Boston and Maine Coach, Strasburg Railroad William McFarland Boston and Maine Coach, Strasburg Railroad Hubert Leith P&R Coach, Strasburg Railroad Walnut Hollow P&R Coach, Strasburg Railroad Susquehanna P&R Coach, Strasburg Railroad William M. Modinger Maryland and Pennsylvania Coach, Strasburg Railroad Warren F. Benner Western Maryland Coach, Strasburg Railroad Henry K. Long Boston and Maine Diner, Strasburg Railroad Lee E. Brenner Boston and Maine Diner, Strasburg Railroad Marion Boston and Maine Parlor, Strasburg Railroad Daffodil Spring Boston and Maine Open Air, Strasburg Railroad Pleasant View Boston and Maine Open Air, Strasburg Valley Boston and Maine Open Air, and directly from the Barbra Streisand movie, the Boston and Maine Open Air car, Hello Dolly. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. The vintage freight cars include a Maryland and Pennsylvania wood boxcar number 713 and 723. It also includes the Tidewater tank car number 1367, Maryland and Pennsylvania flat car number 122, a Pennsylvania Railroad H21A hopper number 194796, and a former Detroit, Toledo, and Ironton caboose number 12. All right, so now that I've told you now that I've said what's in the pack, let's take a look at the engine itself. All right. You will notice here we have a generic looking cab. Here are some of the views. I'll just give you guys a quick little tour of the views here. Hope you're all having a good week. I will be having another show hopefully this week if I can manage it. And there we go. And now it's time to take a look at some of the passenger cars. Oh, dear me. Here is the Marion car. This looks like the car from Thomas the Magic Railroad, but I can't tell. Whoa. What is that? Okay, there's some kind of meme, but I can't read it right now. So here is the Marion car. Very nice detail overall. Here is the Lee E. Brenner. Let's take a look inside here. This could have been the car from Thomas and the Magic Railroad, and the reason why I say that is you do see these green parts of the windows here. That could very well be it. Although this looks like a dining car, so I can't assume that. Up next is the Henry K. Long. Now, I'm going to assume that this was in the movie, but I'm not entirely sure. I would contact the Strasburg Railroad to find out which of their cars were used. The Warren F. Benner, I can definitely tell you, I feel like it was in the movie, but I feel like maybe it wasn't, but personally I don't know. I'm not going to look at the rest of the cars, guys, but we're now going to go to my favorite car, the Hello Dolly, directly from the movie. And I have to say, K&L Trainz did such a wonderful job with this car. And I do believe that this is the car from the movie because it does have that greenish tinge. But now we're looking at the Hello Dolly, and I have to say they did such a wonderful job with the interiors here. Um, the seats look absolutely fantastic, and I gotta hand it to Bill Klein, Steve Lero, and Mark Cole. Those guys do an outstanding job on their work. Congratulations, guys! All right, now that we've seen the engine, it's time to take it for a lap around the layout. Just give me 1 second here, guys. I want to check all our controls, make sure we're good to go. Give 2 blasts on the whistle. Here we go. There it goes, ladies and gentlemen. Blow down. All right, so we're going to take this engine for a victory lap around the layout, and then we will come back here and we will wrap it up here. So we're good. Our next review will be the Boston and Maine Pacific. Be sure to look out for that video later this week. I will be going live for that video. I don't pre-record stuff, I just do it. Anyway, guys, once again, that is available on K&L Trainz for $12. For more information on the NNW/Strasburg Railroad and Mastodon Pack, visit knltrains.com. All right, so we're going to switch from realistic to DCC, and we're going to let the train do its magic here. So we're going to set the train up, and I think we're going to get going here. So we're just going to set the control panel. So here's the locomotive. And I have to say, this is a pretty cool model. This was one of the very first models that I actually got from K&L. And I'm only missing like 6 of the models in their site, but I'm just going to let the engine do the talking. I'll let the engine take us for a victory lap here. So enjoy the ride with Strasburg 475. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention. In the movie Thomas and the Magic Railroad, according to Wikipedia, several of the coaches and engines and the engine here was relettered to the Indian Valley. I also want to point out that there was a gold square around the gold rectangle around the cab. This was also featured on the tender. So if you do watch Thomas and the Magic Railroad, be sure to look out for it. We're going to let the train take a little victory lap around here. And we will be right back where we started on the layout in just a few minutes. Cool. It's a beautiful day here on the model railway. I just want to thank Rich Batista, the man who is the guy behind the actual Black Diamond O-gauge layout. A gentleman named Chris Mullery had made this for Trainz Model Railroad 17, and I want to thank Christian Mullery for making this layout. I grabbed it on the download station probably about a few months ago, and I loved the layout so much that I actually looked at pictures of the real Black Diamond made by Rich Batista, and I have to say this is an exact match of it. So we're going to check our speed as we're running along the track here. Check our speed, make sure we're running okay. Water and coal seems to be good. We're going to ride in the cab for a little while. Get the engine up to speed. We can go about 40 miles an hour here. I know we're kind of overdoing it on speed, but I don't really care. And of course, I just wanted to point out that the Hello Dolly car is featured in the movie with Barbra Streisand, Hello Dolly. So if you ever watch the movie, that car is featured in the film, along with Pennsylvania Railroad DSB number 1223. So right now we're cruising along the layout. Going to set our controls to DCC. We're going to get us back to regulation speed here. We're going to be entering a 20-mile-an-hour zone, so we should be running for a little bit here. Back to the cab. I will put the QID number of the layout in the description as well. If you guys want to download the layout, if you have any missing dependencies, let me know, and we'll take it from there. So this will wrap up our first product review here on Mike's Model Trains. I would like to thank the creators of this wonderful model, Bill Klein, Steve Lero, and Mark Cole. For more information on the wonderful website of K&L Trainz, visit knltrains.com. Just want to remind you folks that the Boston and Maine Pacific Review will be coming out tomorrow or Sunday. I haven't decided yet, but once again, guys, I just want to thank you all for your support. You guys are what makes Mike's Model Trains, and I can't thank you all enough. I really would like to thank everyone who viewed episode 1 back in 2016. Without you, your support, it would not be here what it is today. I also would like to thank the entire Trainz community, both the creator of this route, Christian Mulry, and those who made the dependencies. Without you guys, this layout could not be featured on my show, so thank you very much to you. I just want to give a shout out to, again, I'd like to give a shout out to Bill Klein, Steve Lero, and Mark Cole. I know Bill Klein is no longer with the team, but I would like to thank Mark Cole and Steve Lero for making such wonderful models. We will be reviewing all of their models down the line here on Mike's Model Trains. And I am so grateful for all of you viewers. Without you guys, we would not be where we are today. We are back after a long, long hiatus, folks. And I gotta tell you, it's great to be back. We're ready to showcase not only the best models in the Trainz community, but the quality routes and payware and freeware as well. So that's going to do it for all of us here at Mike's Model Trains. My name is MC425 Productions. On behalf of everyone here, we'd like to thank you, thank you, thank you. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 3 of Mike's Model Trains, the K&L Norfolk and Western Strasburg M-Class Mastodon. From all of us here, have a great night and happy weekend to you.